click on your order listing. Here is how you select different orders. The order listings are displayed from most to least recent. You can access the different pages of orders and go all the way to where the orders begin and navigate back using this arrow. When you open up an order by double-clicking on it, you can access either the order itself, the delivery note for the order, and the POD if one has been generated. One will only be generated after all the goods have been delivered to the client and they have signed for it. You can't have proof of delivery if you haven't delivered yet. If there is no POD, it will appear red. Over here you can filter by either the order ID, which is an ID that DIMS Systems generates for this, the invoice number, which will be generated and written into the DIMS system from your ERP, the customer's code, the customer's name, the order type that it is on. To search, tap the space next to the magnifying glass icon and enter in the invoice number, and there you can see it shows up. This can be done likewise for any of these others. If you are a sales rep for many businesses, you will only be able to edit orders if they are in the planning phase. Once they exit the planning phase, they will be locked from the typical sales reps and telesales, but they will be available for managers and administrators to deal with if they do need to be any last-minute additions or substitutions. This is to prevent last-minute orders from being added onto a truck that has already been loaded. You can also search it by the delivery date, order date, external reference number that the customer has. This is particularly if you are dealing with Spar, Pick n Pay, one of these big retailers. They will give you a reference number that they want on it. You can search based on who created the orders. For example, if you want to see orders created by yourself, the total invoice value, the terms for the customer, if they have payment terms that are loaded on the system, for example, 7 days, 30 days for an invoice, so on, the balance due for the customer, and the GP percentage of the order. The last three fields may not be available on certain sites depending on the settings dictated to you by your manager, as they may not want you seeing the GP percentage, balance due, or the payment terms. You can click any of these to filter it alphabetically. And as before, any of these can be used to search the corresponding column. If you hover over the magnifying glass, these are different ways to search. When you are creating an order, you can, if you do not know the order ID, from here, rather than searching or checking sales orders, you can, instead of searching for it, simply punch in the order ID or invoice number and hit check. You can view all these fields by pressing tab to scroll to the side, or you can use Control and minus or plus to zoom out and in. As you're going through the different orders, it will show you the line margin, total, inclusive and exclusive. You can also edit the contact details for the order itself. You can treat the order as on hold or awaiting stock, or treat it as a quotation, which will make it not a sales order but instead a quotation for the customer. A special notification if you want. Typically there is no special notification needed. However, in the case of international orders, for example, you may want to send a notification to the manager using this field. You can check the salesman or salesperson assigned to the customer. You can check who the salesperson is for the customer and if they require a liquor number. Any messages you wish to add, for example, do not deliver on Friday, only Monday or Wednesday. And you can change the delivery date over here to a different date to match that, for example, Monday or Wednesday delivery. And then dispatch will know, okay, if I can't make it today, I will only deliver it on Monday or on Wednesday. An external order number, any advanced order details you might need in case you are selling for a third party. Editing the delivery address, you can edit the delivery address, so you can select a delivery address that already exists for this customer, but you can also create a temporary delivery address if you want that will only be used for this one instance of the order and not be saved afterwards. You can choose which warehouse the items are being sold out of, in case you have multiple warehouses. These in your business might be named something like Warehouse PE, Warehouse Cape Town, Warehouse Joburg, or might be based on the warehouse numbers, depending on how your business has things set up. The credit limit of the customer is here, as well as the balance due for the customer and what route this typically goes on for your business. This might not be the routes so much as the trucks it goes on, for example. Under specials, you can see the current specials that apply to this customer under customer special pricing. You can also see their past invoice in case the customer wants to order what they ordered last time, where you can double click on the products showing up on these invoices to add them. And we'll take it off the invoice so you don't accidentally create duplicates. As you can see here, you can search and add products using either the code or the description. You can edit the price by clicking on the price field and changing it. You can edit the quantity by clicking on the quantity field and changing it. This will automatically search up the lowest price the customer has based on their specials. You can also check what the customer already has on order that has not yet been invoiced. Of course, you cannot add what is already on order, as the customer has already ordered but not yet received. This has not been invoiced yet. And for the specials, you can also double click and add something that is on special for the price listed.
When you are done, click Finish.
If an item has a negative availability,
When you click Finish,
this will pop up. If you order an item and there is no stock available,
the number listed underneath On Hand is the amount of stock in the warehouse. However, available as a negative number means that there are other sales orders that have already put this on, and if all sales orders with this item added were fulfilled, we would end up with a negative quantity.
In this case, we're going to split the order onto a back order, meaning that it will go onto its own separate order that will be marked as awaiting stock. We have an awaiting stock button in case you want to send the entire order to awaiting stock manually, and the rest of the order will go on a normal sales order so that the client will get what is available, whereas what is awaiting stock will be put onto a separate order. That is if you select them and click the split button, as we have here. So if we go back, as you can see here, the item has been zeroed. This is because there is nothing in stock for these items. This will pop up if you had the route set to a different one than the default. If you wish to change it, click Fix and change it to a different route. We will be going with Continue anyway. As you can see, we did not get the same menu popping up asking us if we wanted to split, since it was already zeroed. We don't get a prompt because we have already zeroed out, and we are done with this overview.